even if you get sparring partners, they can't spar like him. So it's like you're just training for a ghost.
You're a smaller guy, and you're chasing the fight, and you're giving it your all. You're putting everything into every punch. You go tired. Doesn't matter how fit you are, you're still going to go tired. You can't really afford to go tired against you.
You won the fight, Conor. You may have won the fight, but you're the one in hospital, not me. If you take a man's soul, that instantly means you win the fight. You may have won the fight, but I've never seen someone's soul get taken and they still win. So I look at you now, you ain't the same.
Yes, I want to see that fight, but it's not going to be exciting as we think it will be.
Why?
Don't know, because I want Conor to have a fight, a warm-up fight before he gets.
Derek Chisora shocked by Chris Eubank Jr.'s bulked up physique before Conor rematch. Chisora's disbelief is palpable. Eubank's relentless stamina and brutal combinations will leave Benn gasping for breath. Every round will expose Benn's lack of endurance, while Eubank slowly, methodically, and mercilessly breaks him down with fitness and power that simply can't be ignored.
It's fitness, because the way he beats you is fitness. He starts off slowly and going in, and he gets harder and harder and harder. By the time it's round 6, you think you're around 10, but you're only around 6. You know, so you have to be fit. And he keeps charging.
Chris Eubank Jr.'s arsenal is on another level. Chisora points out that even without overexerting himself, Eubank chains 7 precise shots that all connect. Benn isn't facing scattered punches, he's up against calculated, relentless combinations that will expose every gap in his defense.
Murder somebody, we will not find out, at least for about 20 years. Yeah, but if I'm a real murder people, they don't like to brag about it. He don't brag.
If Benn thinks he can trade, he's in for a rude awakening as Eubank's combinations set the tone. Duke McKenzie is basically calling Benn a paper tiger. His power is a myth, and anyone still hyping him is blind. Against a bigger, smarter, and faster Eubank, Benn won't just fall short, he'll be exposed as a wannabe warrior who's all hype and zero impact in the ring.
That's what I think. I can't really see Benn's power playing a big part in this because he's going to fall short because of the size of him. And Eubank is wily enough and clever enough to time.
Eddie Hearn is politely saying Benn's a headless chicken in the ring. Raw emotion won't save him against Eubank's calculated mauling. The man with balls and heart is about to find out that courage alone doesn't make a fighter. It just makes you a target for a smarter, stronger opponent.
We need a more composed performance. We need a man that's not fighting off pure emotion. We want a little bit of that, and he's a Benn. And we need always fight off emotion. But he can be so much better. And I want to see him win. I really do, and I believe he'll do it on Saturday.
Johnny Nelson just roasted Benn alive, overthinking, overcooking, and panicking classic Conor. He's the fighter who thinks his hype is skill, yet a calculated Eubank is about to dissect him like a science experiment. Fans watching will see a man outclassed, outwitted, and completely exposed.
Again, I'm a big fan of Chris and respect due, and I think Chris had probably given all that he had. Whereas Conor, I looked at Conor, thought, you got some more to give. My problem is you overcook it, you overthink it, and if you overthink it, what will happen is you'll make a mistake. And because if you give Chris time to breathe, to think, to box, he's going to beat.
Nigel's nostalgia highlights the chaos that is Conor Benn. Pure aggression without brains makes for highlight reels, not victories. Against Eubank, Benn's rip his head off energy will implode, leaving him gassed, frustrated, and humiliated. The poor lad isn't a fighter, he's an amateur with daddy issues still trying to prove something.
All I wanted to do was rip his head off. And what did my son wanted to do? Rip his head off. So we went in there with a different outlook on the first fight. Both of us, we both went in there just throwing punches from South Africa, Germany, all over the place. No control.
I mean, you hated the man, didn't you?
Bomac's analysis is a brutal reality check. Benn isn't just unprepared, he's a walking mistake waiting to happen. Eubank's training, discipline, and tactical edge will pick him apart. Every punch Conor throws in desperation will be used against him, turning a rematch into a one-sided schooling nobody will forget.
12 rounds.
Just look at all the mistakes, man. Just look at all the mistakes. What Chris did, what Conor did, where you can improve Chris at, where you can capitalize off for Conor. Because once you get punched in the mouth, you can go back to doing what you're doing. But if you work on it day in and day out for months and months at a time, you give me 10% on what we worked on in the gym.
Eddie Hearn doesn't mince words. Benn's all heart, no brains. His fearless winging it style is entertaining but disastrous against someone like Eubank Jr., who's disciplined, cunning, and physically superior. Benn's raw courage is no match for strategy, and Hearn's plea for smarter boxing underlines the harsh reality Conor's ego might be bigger than his skill. Fans watching will see a fighter who relies on heart over technique, constantly overextending and leaving himself vulnerable. While Benn dreams of standing toe-to-toe, Eubank's sharp mind and preparation will make him look reckless, unpolished, and ultimately a man outclassed in every facet of the fight.
I mean, you have to follow the weight classes. You have to follow directions and orders, and that's why we have weight classes. For 1 pound makes a huge difference. I mean, this guy was almost fainting trying to make weight.
Carl Froch's insight is brutal but accurate. Benn's old habits could ruin him again. He's still rushing, wasting energy, and overcomplicating his movement while Eubank Jr. quietly sharpens every attack. Froch is basically saying Benn's improvement is fragile. One misstep and the rematch could be a masterclass in exposure. Eubank's experience and tactical brilliance will punish every mistake, every wasted burst of energy. Fans will witness Benn scrambling to control the fight, reacting instead of dictating, while Eubank methodically takes the pace, exploiting gaps and making Benn look like an overeager amateur. Calm, patient, and strategic Eubank will make Benn's chaos look amateurish.
He's improving, he'll learn a lot from that first match. This fight for me is a lot closer. Conor can catch him and calm him down a little bit on the outside and not rush like he was rushing his work and with his head movement and little short steps and all this on the outside. Unnecessary energy getting wasted.
Tony Bellew just dropped a harsh reality bomb. Benn may believe he's technically superior, but in reality, it's Eubank Jr. who has mastered the fundamentals and strategy. Conor's inflated self-image blinds him to his flaws, while Eubank's preparation, timing, and ring IQ are lethal. Fans watching will see a fighter who thinks style wins fights, yet he's constantly outclassed by precision and control. Every time Benn tries to impose his will, Eubank will dismantle it, exposing overconfidence and lack of polish. Bellew's blunt critique proves it. Confidence without skill is dangerous mostly for Benn, who's about to learn the hard way that self-belief doesn't trump experience and craft.
Conor is a far better fighter than Chris Eubank Jr. is a boxer. Technically, yeah. And that's the problem that Chris Eubank Jr. is having. He's got this thing in his mind, he's a masterful boxer. No, you're not.
No.
I'm sorry, no, you're not.
He's been...
Simon Jordan cuts straight to the frustration everyone watching this circus feels. The drama isn't about the fight anymore, it's about the hype machine, spinning narratives and headlines instead of focusing on the real action in the ring. Jordan's call-out exposes a media and promoter circus, trying to manufacture excitement while the actual fight is being overshadowed by commentary, rumors, and speculation. Fans will notice how all the chatter builds pressure on Benn, making him look bigger in the media than he is in reality, while Eubank quietly sharpens every weapon in his arsenal. The commendations people throw around are empty praise for theatrics rather than skill, and Jordan's irritation is justified. The commentary underlines the absurdity. The narrative has shifted from a proper rematch to a spectacle. And anyone who's paying attention knows Benn is getting hyped beyond his actual capability. It's not just a fight, it's a story of perception versus reality, and Eubank's preparation will turn that spectacle into a clinical schooling.
For this particular fight now, because now it seems to be the conversation is between Eddie Hearn and Chris Eubank Jr. I thought he was fighting Conor Benn. I thought that was the interesting fight side of things, and I'm tired of this. Listen, it was a good fight, and lots of people give it a lot of commendation.
Bomac's words drip with menace. Chris Eubank Jr. isn't just showing up to win, he's showing up to dominate, to humiliate, and leave a permanent mark on Benn's reputation. This isn't casual confidence. It's a declaration that the rematch will be a tactical masterclass. Eubank's camp has pushed him past physical and mental limits, and the result will be a fighter with a terrifying blend of strength, stamina, and strategy. Meanwhile, Benn risks walking into a trap of his own overconfidence, thinking past performances and hype can carry him. Fans will notice how Eubank is no longer the fighter who narrowly edged victories. He's bigger, sharper, and smarter, and every punch is calculated. Bomac's insight reveals a psychological edge too. Benn won't just be beaten physically, he'll be dismantled mentally as Eubank imposes will and intelligence simultaneously. This is the kind of rematch where respect isn't given, it's earned by crushing opponents in ways they didn't see coming.
I think Chris is, he want to put a stamp on the win. That's what he definitely want to do. He want to put a stamp on it, and I can see it. I can see the way he training in camp, and that's what the trainer wants. You want to see the fighter, man, push extra and push more.
Adam Smith doesn't sugarcoat it. Eubank Jr. is the smarter fighter, and that's where Ben's biggest danger lies. Chris knows the battlefield, remembers every mistake, every gap, and every opportunity from their first fight. Ben may have survived, but survival isn't winning. Fans watching will see a man who believes experience, preparation, and mental sharpness will dictate the outcome. And they're right. Conor's bravado, his public posturing, and overhyped confidence won't withstand a calculated assault from a fighter who knows exactly how to manipulate pace, distance, and timing. The warning is clear. Eubank doesn't just fight opponents. He studies, strategizes, and executes. Ben's supposed advantages, youth, power, hype could collapse under pressure if Eubank imposes mental and tactical dominance. This isn't just another fight. It's a chess match, and Adam Smith's insight suggests Ben is stepping into a situation he isn't prepared for. The margin of victory might not be massive, but the statement will be undeniable. Eubank is in control.
But then Chris is clever, and he knows how to navigate fights. And he knows.
Chris Eubank Sr. pulls no punches, tearing into the narrative surrounding Ben's supposed hype and strength by implying Ben owes his credibility and physical gains to his team's interventions rather than talent. Sir exposes the manufactured confidence behind the son's bravado. This is a psychological jab as much as a factual one, publicly questioning Ben's independence, skill, and authenticity. Fans watching can see Ben's empire of hype starting to crumble before a punch is even thrown. Eubank Sr.'s sharp critique highlights the stark contrast between a fighter who earns every ounce of his power through meticulous work and one who relies on external enhancements and media spin. This fuels the narrative that Ben's confidence is more illusion than substance, setting him up for a mental and physical collapse when faced with a hungry, well-prepared Eubank Jr. It's not just a fight, it's a dismantling of image versus reality.
Conor talking about Crawford, what are you talking about? You haven't, I mean, it seems to me as I go back and look, I'm the only one giving him credibility. I don't believe he had anything to do with being juiced up. He got juiced up, his team juiced him up, whoever they are. That's my view. I don't think he had anything.
Aid Oladipo's commentary is a subtle reminder that size, experience, and prior lessons aren't on Ben's side. While he suggests Ben has a shout, the subtext is clear. Eubank Jr.'s physicality, skill, and ring IQ make him the dangerous seasoned threat. Fans watching will notice that Ben's awareness of power doesn't automatically translate to success. Past exposure only hints at the challenges he faces. The implication is bold. Ben may feel ready, but Eubank has seen this, adjusted, and bulked up, both physically and mentally. Oladipo also hints at the spectacle. Tottenham will sell out, yes, but excitement doesn't equal competitiveness. Ben risks entering the rematch overconfident, underestimating the tactical evolution of a fighter who has meticulously prepared for every scenario. This is a fight where preparation will crush impulse. Strategy will outclass bravado, and Eubank's experience and growth will make Ben look like a hopeful amateur chasing a dream bigger than his ability.
In the end, sort of bigger guy won it. The rematch is going to be interesting, I think. He's now realised that I can hurt that fighter. I've felt the other fighter's power. Next time, I know what's coming. I think he might even do better in the next one. I think he's got a shout to win it.
And Eubank's older.
I get these fights, but you do want to see Ben, can you kick on to try and win a...
After everything we've seen, there's no denying it. Chris Eubank Jr. has transformed for this rematch. Bigger, sharper, smarter, and hungrier. He's not just looking to win, he's looking to dominate and make a statement. Conor Benn may have the hype, the energy, and the crowd behind him, but hype doesn't beat skill, preparation, and calculated brutality. Fans watching this rematch are in for fireworks, but also a lesson in what happens when talent meets relentless work ethic. The question is clear: can Ben survive a fully evolved Eubank, or will he crumble under the pressure and punishment? Smash that like button if you think Eubank will take control, subscribe for all the insider breakdowns, and comment your predictions. Who will walk out standing after this explosive rematch?